This episode was possible thanks to an early access code provided to me by EA. So, Tyree was feeling a little bit insecure, but Rodney made him feel a lot better by suggesting that they go on vacation to Selvadorada. Welcome to another episode of The Vampire Vet. This is episode 11 already, wow. And in case you're new here, perhaps just to see the whole jungle adventure stuff, this is Rodney Angel, and he is a vampire. He's been a vampire since he's a teenager. He is also a vet, and this whole series basically revolves around him trying to run his vet clinic. So if you haven't seen the other episodes, I do suggest you check them out. This is his husband Tyree. Tyree is a social media specialist, and they have a son called George, and a whole lot of cats and a dog called Leander. So anyway, let's get on with jungle adventure. So Rodney, Tyree and George are going to come and stay in Villa Familia here in the Puerto Lamente marketplace. Let's go and have a look. Unfortunately, they can't stay here for very long because they don't have a lot of money. So here we are in Selvadorada, and this is Villa Familia. And this is a build that I just made today, and it's a family home, and it's much more high-end than the standard home. It has a pool, it has 4 bedrooms I think, and this is the master bedroom. And it also has, luckily, a toddler bedroom. So let's get the family inside. Welcome to the jungle, Rodney. Some handy adventure items have been added to your inventory as part of your rental package. If you plan on exploring the Belomisia jungle, you should first stop by the Puerto Lamente marketplace and pick up some more gear. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind for Rodney is that he can't go out during the day. You know, he doesn't have the sunscreen, you know, that vampires need to go outside. So what are we going to do about that? Well, I think the chances are that we will either wait till the evening to go out with him, or we might see if we can give him some sunscreen. But before we go on, let me pause it. You know me, I like pausing. Let's see how George is. George needs to go to the loo. Luckily, some very careful builder has placed a toddler potty just there. So let's get Tyree to potty train George. He's still learning. And let's have a look at Rodney's traits or vampire powers, whatever they're called. I'm not 100% sure which one it is. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so now he has greater sun resistance. I don't know if he can get the third one. No, he needs 5 power points for that. But he is already a little bit better than, a little bit more resistant to the sun than he was before. So that's a good start. But it's not going to solve everything, but we're in no rush. We've got all the time in the world. Let's have a little look around this house. So, little lounge here. Rodney's watching the TV, and kitchen through here. Not that Rodney needs that, but a good place for Tyree to hang out since he is the family cook. But as we found out in episode 9, he's not the best cook. But this is quite a good oven. It came with the pack, so I'm hoping that he won't burn anything. But he doesn't need to be fed at the moment anyway. He only needs to go to the loo. What a surprise. If you watch my Let's Plays, it's like they always seem to go to the loo. So I'll line that up for him. But let's have a look at Rodney. What does Rodney need? He doesn't need much. He's a little thirsty. And he needs a bit of social attention. Maybe he can call his sister Ruby. Ruby has just come back from a vacation to Selvadorada. So he's going to call her to see how she is. Basically, if you watched my 3-episode journey to Selvadorada with Ruby, you will know that Ruby didn't come back very well. So I think Rodney's just a little bit concerned and wants to make sure that she's okay. And I can tell you, so am I. You can't see the kind of green dots that she has on her in this UI, but she's still under the effects of whatever she got while she was adventuring in the temple. So I am very concerned for her, but she doesn't have this marked for death curse that I've seen some other simmers have got with their sims. So I'm thinking she's going to be okay. Anyway, how's Tyree going? Well, it looks like George was potty trained and he probably doesn't need to go to the toilet now. He better not, because, you know, that would be kind of annoying. Oh look, the nanny will be taking care of Ellen and Eva. Now, Ellen and Eva are two little kittens that they've left home, and Ellen and Eva are the kids of their cat, the adult cat Patrick, and his new mate Magnus. And now I read that you could take pets here, but for some reason they weren't available in the UI. Now I don't know if I have some kind of mod conflicting with the in-game UI that came along that might have got updated with the game pack, but I wasn't able to bring the pets along, unfortunately. So I hope they're okay. I don't know if you can press that to actually get them to come. No, you can't. There's just no way. That only works if they're nearby, I think. So that's a bit of a shame, but oh well. Anyway, let's get George occupied for a little while, and let's see what's happening down here now. So yeah, they do need a bit of. Rodney does need a little bit of social. So how about he tells Tyree a funny story, and Tyree can give him a heartfelt compliment. So I'm not too sure exactly what I'll do with them while they're here. I mean, obviously there'll be a stage when Rodney will need to go out and get another tasty treat like he does in almost every episode. But he doesn't need to now, and you know, now he's got a bit more resistance to the sun. Maybe he can go and find out something about the local culture or something like that. I don't know if I want him to be an archaeologist like his sister. So yeah, let's have a little look. I believe it's a knowledge aspiration. Okay, no, archaeology scholar is the knowledge one. Okay, so nature is the category for jungle explorer. That sounds good. Let's go with that. And actually, I've just done that for Tyree. Oh well. Let's change that back actually. So yeah, he's working on his friend of the animals aspiration. I don't really want to break him out of that, but it's quite easy to move Rodney out of his painter extraordinaire aspiration, so let's do that. Now I'm curious to know exactly what his sun resistance is like, and that's why I haven't exactly rushed outside yet. Also curious to see if this bar works, because I just made it and I didn't playtest as fully as I usually do. So let's make something and see if it actually works. I hope so. I hope there's enough of a gap there. Yes, okay, excellent. Phew, I'm so pleased because I've already uploaded it to the gallery, and that is really unlike me. I usually make sure every object you know, that Sims can use has been play tested. Occasionally some get through and I miss them, but most of the time I check to make sure that my builds are usable. But yeah, that seems to be okay. So how about we do like a little test and just bring him outside and see how bad his effects of the sun are. Burning despite sun resistance. Even though there's some protection from the sun, it still burns. Okay, and his MP energy is going down. It's not exactly rushing down though. But, Where's he going? Okay, he's going outside to talk. Seems a bit weird. Okay, so I think what I'll do is let's wait until the early evening at least, and we'll go out then. So I'll see you in the early evening. See you soon. So it's not quite the evening yet, but I just wanted to tell you that I managed to get Leander the dog and Patrick the cat to join them on their vacation. It seems that you can do it from the UI here. If you go to the relationships panel, you can actually click on one of your pets and invite them to join a vacation. I don't know if the reason I couldn't bring them, on the vacation with me was because of certain mods that I have installed. I don't know, but I know that you can at least bring them this way. So I brought them in, as you can see, and yeah, I just had to place a few. Pet objects around the place, because this is a place that I built with only Jungle Adventure and the base game, so it didn't have any pet stuff in it at all. But yeah, now there's a couple of bowls and some toys and stuff like that, so it should be alright now. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know, still waiting for the early evening. See you soon. Okay, it's now early evening, and actually I invited all of their pets in the end. Look, they've got bills to pay. Hang on, they owe 6,000 simoleons. They've only got like 3,000 at the moment. But it looks like Rodney's going to have to put in a lot of work at the vet clinic to get more money, because otherwise they're going to lose the power. That's not good. Not good at all. Look, it says, Eva is a frisky cat. They love to run around and might get hyper. By the way, I don't know if you really met them, but this is Ellen, and for some reason she's a lighter colour. She it's kind of like a random mix of her parents, but she came out a lighter colour. But I think, just looking at them, I think she might look a bit more like Magnus. I don't know. And then Eva, I think, looks a bit more like Patrick. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, their origin story is they they came out of a ball of fluff created by their fathers. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, how's things going? Tyree, guess what? He needs to go to the loo. George is also going to the loo. Gosh, I really got to get my Sims the trait that stops them going to the toilet all the time. But Rodney has a little bit of thirst, and he doesn't like feeding off his family. So how about he gets out and meets some of the Salvadorian locals? Well, actually, in this case, I don't mean for a treat. I mean he needs to go out and work on his new aspirations. So how about we do that? Hang on, who's out here? I like having a look to see who's here. Kirk Laughlin. Okay, he's from my Legacy world. And this guy is definitely a local. I don't recognize him at all, and he's got a very suspiciously South American sounding name. So anyway, Rodney needs to buy 3 goods at the marketplace, eat a Selvadoradian meal, and view the statue of Madre Coseca. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I still don't know exactly how it's pronounced, despite also encountering it in my Angel and Alien Let's Play. Anyway, he can run here. He can literally run all the way here. He was going to randomly praise one of his cats. Is that Magnus? No, it's Patrick. He was going to praise Patrick. Patrick is the name of one of my followers, and a good friend now. Someone I met in the Sims community who very kindly comes back and watches my videos. Also seems to like them, but I don't think he just does it out of kindness. But yeah, anyway, let's see who's around here. He's just going to say hi to some random people, basically. Why? I don't really know. You can find, you know, what the local people are like. What's he supposed to do? He's got to buy 3 goods at the marketplace. But the thing is, none of the tables have goods on them at the moment. eat a Selvadoradian meal, but the thing is, he doesn't eat that kind of Selvadoradian meal. Let's see how he goes. He's going to be violently sick, right? I actually don't know what's going to happen. But let's make him eat something just for his aspiration and see how it goes. I think he's going to be very sick. So yeah, cancelling his little chat. And let's get him on with his aspiration. So it's interesting, this lady here was also in the Angel and Alien LP, so it's definitely got the same townies that were here when Ruby, Rodney's twin sister, was here. And he's acquired the Selvadoradian culture. That's good. An incredible combination of flavours. He can make it at home whenever he wants. Oh, well, that's good, but he can't stomach human food. Well, not that kind of human food. He can't stomach the food that's eaten by humans, is what I mean. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in 7 minutes. He could be violently sick. Anyhow, let's go and view the statue, because that's also needed for the aspiration. Let's hope someone comes along to sell some goods. I don't know if maybe it's just too late at night, in which case a vampire is always going to be penalised. Let's scavenge for parts, because always good to have a few spare parts. Oh no, that she's going to go clean it up. Okay, well, we won't do that then. So yeah, I've got a feeling that the marketplace isn't open during the evening, so that means it's kind of disadvantaged against vampires. Oh. Kind of put out now. Oh well, it'll be fine. So is he going to be sick or what? Oh, cranky +10. Okay, I'm really quite concerned now. What have I done? What have I done to my sim? Hey, why can't he go in here? I guess it's because he didn't actually visit this lot. Oh well. Anything yummy to eat? Well, the thing is, he's not massively hungry. He has got a machete. He has got, you know, a few supplies. He doesn't need really to pick anything up, especially if there's nothing for sale. So how about let's get him into the jungle and have a look around. I think I'm going to try and go somewhere else this time, somewhere I haven't been before. So I think we always have to start in somewhere like the national park. I'm just having a look who's in this. So I know them, they're from back in the Legacy world. And him too. He's like an NPC, like a non-played character, but these are part of my Legacy family. Distant relatives of Rodney. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the national park because he can't really go anywhere else yet. Should he take some with him? I'm pretty sure we're going to have to take Leander. Okay, so Rodney's here with Leander, which is, I gotta say, it's really cool. I'm really, really pleased that you could take your pets with you. Just how cool is that? I mean, seriously. Yeah, I was at the start of this episode. I was like, "What? You can't actually take your pets?" But I was like, "No, the Sim Guru said that you can." So I was sure that you could, and that's why I said instantly, it must be one of my mods. Thing is, when I get a new patch, people are gonna growl at me now, right? But when I get a new patch, I just generally run with the mods I've got, and if I find out later that some mods have bugs, I take them out. You know, if I figure out for myself that a mod is causing some problem, I take it out, but I generally run with whatever mods I already have and just see how it goes. And I know a lot of people are a lot more cautious than I am, but you know, I'm pretty technically oriented enough that I can figure out what bugs are occurring most of the time, so it doesn't really bother me if there are bugs, if there are error messages, like we've seen sometimes in some episodes. Like I think it was episode 9, there was a few mod errors, but yeah, I figured out what the mod was and just took it out. You know, there are methods of doing that. Anyway, complete divergence from topic. Let's get on with it. So Rodney has gone through this path and I don't know where he's going to go, and this sign makes me think that Rodney's a bit, not Rodney, Leander is a bit lonely. Oh look, watchful observer. On a jungle trek, Rodney is watching the birds fly through the canopy when he almost stumbles over a very strange looking egg. A bird of prey is perched nearby and seems to be eyeing the egg hungrily. What should he do? Try to scare off the bird? Protectively watch the egg? Or mist the bird? Consumes Drake's fire quencher. It's just funny that it's Drake, Sim Guru Drake. So, it says higher archaeology skill leads to better results, I guess, for that option. He doesn't have any archaeology skill, so let's try and scare off the bird. Why not? Surely the bird's going to be scared of a vampire, right? We hope so. I would be. Well, I don't know. Rodney's quite attractive. He's a Sim, Frimlin. He's a Sim. Anyway. Protect the egg. Rodney tries to scare off the bird by tossing a rock towards it, but the bird seems pretty undeterred. Suddenly, the egg breaks open and a tiny, cute creature crawls out. The bird swoops down to try and grab it, but the creature scurries off into the jungle. Phew. Rodney is a bit worried the little creature might be in trouble on its own. Well, I would be worried too. I get worried about artificial characters in the game. What is that big glow? That didn't happen for Ruby. Is it because he's a vampire? Or something like that? I don't know. So, I actually thought that he was going to bring the little creature with him or something, Maybe he appeared back in his inventory, but no, it didn't happen. So, there's more stuff that they can harvest. That's cool. So he doesn't need avocados, but I'm just going to grab them while I'm there. Now, where did I go with Ruby? Did we go in there? I don't remember. I know we definitely went up here, and across, and in here, and through there. And I'm not sure if we went through this one, so I've got a vague feeling that we did, but let's go through it anyway and see what happens. Love that vampiric running. He could run around this whole place so quickly. What I'm really curious for is, how in, was it episode 8? He was using the surgery table for the first time and there was the option to extract plasma packs from pets. I'm really curious if there are any kind of vampire specific interactions in this pack. That's definitely something that piques my curiosity. So yeah, I'd like to find out. So, what's gonna happen? Look at Leander! He's come along! I'm so easily impressed by these things, aren't I? I need to just stop being such a fanboy about all the cute things that happen in the game. I've got to tell you, I've been thinking about this recently as my mood has improved. This game has really helped to make me feel a lot happier about things. It's removed a lot of stress, and I had a bit of a tough time, especially in 2017, and this game has really relaxed me and removed a lot of stress, and so I have all the time in the world for this game, and that's why I support it so much as well. Anyway, slight divergence again. Carnivorous vines. A glint catches Rodney's eye, and he spies something shiny in the middle of a patch of vines. As he approaches, he notices that the vines seem to move menacingly, and that a torn old boot sits among them. Is it evidence of another traveller who wasn't so lucky? Probably. Should Rodney attempt to retrieve the shiny object, or leave the hostile plants alone? So, the retrieve the treasure option says higher gardening skill leads to better result. Rodney, I don't think has any gardening skill. But if he leaves the treasure, then it's like... But if he tries to retrieve the treasure, he could get caught in the vines as well. So no, let's leave the treasure. And I'm going for the safe option. Sim eating plant. Rodney decides it's not worth investigating and leaves the root behind. As he leaves, he hears a loud shriek and turns around to discover the vines reaching toward him. The sound is terrifying, but Rodney manages to run just out of reach. Okay. Well, that's kind of scary, but you can't really blame this poor sim eating plant when Rodney also likes eating sims. So, yeah, anyway, there is that, isn't there? You know, got to keep that in mind. So, talking about eating sims, Rodney isn't super starving yet, so I don't think we really need anything. Hey, I've not been here before. But if I've been here, I don't remember this. There's like a crashed plane. That's cool. But his hygiene is... Oh look, there's a treasure there. Let's go open the treasure chest. That's cool. Do you know, another thing I'm wondering now, if it's not just temples, but maybe some of the outdoor world might be random as well. You might find random things. Rodney found some wondrous items in the treasure chest, but the Omaskan gods were angered by his transgression and placed a curse on him. He gained some simoleons and put some adventure gear in his inventory. Right. What have you done to my Rodney? No. So it's not that. Reaching a high point in the jungle. Is he really high up or something? I can't tell. Creature of the night, made a good friend, growing so fast, night owl, curse of the food mirage from being cursed. This curse is causing visions of food everywhere, but none of it is edible. Satisfying your craving for Selvadoradian cuisine could help. Oh, but we know that he can't eat Selvadoradian cuisine. That's bad for him. Concerned about creature. That creature was so tiny. Can it really survive on its own in the scary jungle? Okay. First rule, don't rush towards the treasure chest just because it's there. Well, I don't know if there's anything else he could have done. But, oh well. So, yeah, he needs to eat something. He needs to eat some more human food. And I don't mean human food. I mean food for humans to get rid of his curse. So yeah, let's see if we can do something about that. Right. Well, to be honest, we've been recording for quite a while, and it's also quite late in the evening here, and I haven't had very much sleep in the last the last day or so, because I was rather busy recording new episodes and making some builds for this new game pack. So, you know where this is leading, right? Oh, I can't end the game here. He hasn't had something to eat. And I mean, this time I mean he hasn't satisfied his thirst, and that's always a good part of the episode. So right, let's make him go and find some tasty Selvadoradian treat, and I don't mean the kind of food that Selvadoradians eat normally. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Right, let's get into the bar. By the way, I am going to make a new bar. Just telling you now, I'm going to make a new bar. Okay, so here we are at the bar. Not the one that I've made, because I haven't made it yet. That would be time travel, and he's not that kind of, sim. He isn't like a time traveling sim. So we're going to leave Leander just to look after himself, while Rodney seems to sees if he can find some tasty treat wandering around. Oh, that's the house he lives in at the moment, so he won't find one there. Just seeing those insects there makes me think, wouldn't it be cool if you could find like Granite Springs insects here? But I did notice in the live stream, I think it was some Guru Megs mentioned that, you know, it helps to leave those, or maybe it was some Guru Ninja on Twitter, but somebody said, one of the gurus said that it's good to have stuff there in Granite Springs that's only in Granite Springs, because otherwise there's no reason to go there, well, apart from the fact that it's a completely different vacation world, Anywho, so looking around, looking. There is the bartender. I mean, just in case you're not sure, Rodney likes going for males. What about this chap here? It's kind of like, as soon as I see him, I'm like, yeah, he looks good. Another one coming in as well. Let's have a look at that chat. But I like this guy at the moment because he is, you know, away from everyone. So let's go and say hi to him. I wonder if this would count as a Selvadoradian meal for the curse. Probably not, but you know. So how does he talk to just that guy? I don't know. Let's see if we can get them to go there. So he's still got this kind of visions things going on. So, who's this guy? What's his name? Gail Garban, or something like that. So Gail, have a look at them. Hey, come back! Come back! Come back, Gail! What's that spot? Ask about the jungle. Let's do that. Let's ask about the jungle. Might help with the Selvadoradian skill. Joke about fashion. Let's see if we can get them outside. Get him outside. Oh look. He started talking to someone else. That's not good. Oh no, I think he's still just talking to him. So I think we're safe. There are many things in the jungle that can poison you. We have developed a cure, but it requires bone dust to make. If you find yourself poisoned, bring a pile of bone dust to any local to trade for a poison antidote. Okay, that's good. But I wonder if that's what Ruby has. I wonder if Ruby can come back here on another vacation. That's Rodney's sister, by the way. And pick up a cure that way. That would be good. But yeah, we've got to end this episode because we're running on a bit late. And I need to get to bed. So he's going to compel Gail for a deep drink. Okay, that's enough chat. Let's get to the plasma. No one will ever recognize him now. I think Leander's like, what's going on? He wants to go for a run, but we know what happens when you go on a walk with a dog and you're a vampire with vampiric running. We've seen that in the previous episode. The dog gets hopelessly left behind and the leash goes super crazy, super long. So Rodney is satisfying at least that craving, but I don't think it's going to get rid of his curse. But oh well. Satisfying your... Let's read that again. Satisfy your craving for Selvadoradian cuisine could help. It's possible that it won't actually help. Anyhow, I think we have to leave it there. And we have to see what happens next in the next episode, which will also be here in Selvadorada. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I hope I'll see you again for another episode. Take care and goodbye.